Welcome back to the 3 Count Out podcast. Today we have a lot to talk about. We have to talk about the upcoming Super Bowl. We got a fun little drinking game to play during that. And then, of course, we have to talk about NXT Vengeance Day and the #1 trend in the United States. Hashtag we want Cody Rhodes. We hate Dwayne. Fuck Dwayne. I've been scammed out of 2 WrestleMania main events by The Rock, WrestleMania 29 and soon to be WrestleMania 40. I'm fucking pissed. I have been waiting for this very moment this whole entire week. My name is Era V1, and this week I am joined by the 2 funniest men this side of the Mississippi.
Hello, everybody. I was voted most manliest micro penis in Michigan. I'm Jackal.
When are the funny guys showing up? My name is Mike. I'm really looking forward to meeting these guys.
They'll get here eventually.
They're on their way. They're on their way, at least.
We are a football and wrestling podcast, so I know the Detroit Lions are not in the Super Bowl, and therefore, why should we watch it? I know, it's okay. Hey, listen, you should still...
There's no reason to watch it. None at all.
Oh, I have a reason to watch it. We'll get there. But Jackal,
I want to see Taylor Swift. Come on now. Well, he's back in. And I want to see Jason Kelce take off his shirt and yell at people again.
Oh yeah, we need a drunk Jason Kelce. But here's my plan.
Fuck yeah.
Here's my plan. My plan is to pull up the Super Bowl on Nickelodeon. And
yeah.
I'm gonna play a fun little drinking game, and I need you guys to I need some input on this, and you guys can feel free to play along too. The drinking game it's very simple. You're gonna drink every time they show Taylor Swift. My question to you is, gentlemen, what am I drinking?
What do you like to do shots
I am doing
of?
this. Dude, shots, sips, whatever it is. You guys get to decide.
Know. If you're going off...
Because I think we need you unconscious by the half.
Yeah, because you're going off...
I would appreciate
it. I mean, that'll make the Super Bowl a lot more entertaining as if you're blackout by the time they're coming out for the third quarter.
Remember, I'm the one logged into the Twitter accounts.
Wasted.
I'm going to drunk tweet.
Oh my god. I feel like you should shoot. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That, because I feel like before I think someone did the math, like, the AFC Championship game, I believe they said she was shown, like 15 or 16 separate times. And if you're going off of just shows, like, you were going to be feeling, and that's during the AFC Championship, dude. This is going to be the fucking Super Bowl.
I can only hope Travis Kelce doesn't show up.
Because every single time he does anything worth a shit, you might be in trouble.
Oh yeah. So okay. So shots. So we're in. What are we in? Are we in liquor, vodka? What am I doing here? What am I getting myself into?
I think Svedka's an easy one. It's pretty easy.
Oh fuck! I haven't had.
Oh, you could do some Pink Whitney.
Oh, I got a love-hate relationship with that one.
I could do Pink Whitney. I gotta find out where to buy it, but I can. Yeah. All right. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only way I'm watching the Super Bowl, though. I'm going to be honest. I mean, my prediction 49ers, but I mean, that's just because I just don't want the Chiefs to win. That's just what it comes down to. I think that the Chiefs are a great team, but I don't know. I feel like they're just annoying to me, honestly. And
you want to deny Taylor Swift her first Super Bowl?
I mean, yeah, that too. I wasn't going to say it just because I kind of don't want to put the Taylor Swift hate out there because I'm afraid of the Swifties. However, I do think it'd be really funny.
It's very hard for me for this Super Bowl because of how close we got and the fact that we were leading by more than 2 touchdowns coming out of the third quarter. And of course, you know, at the time I was just talking about Dan Campbell this, Dan Campbell that, and thinking back on it now, there were plenty of other reasons why we lost that game. Plenty of drop passes, lucky catches, a fumble that Jahmyr Gibbs never dropped at all throughout the entire course of the year, and then the first time he fumbles is the worst time to do so. Granted, no one expected the Lions to make it that far, yes. I'm very happy with that. I am okay with the San Francisco 49ers. I was kind of pissed off a little bit with George Kittle, but that's a whole different story. The thing that's making me want to root for the Chiefs is just simply the reaction that the 49ers fans are having afterwards from the NFC Championship game. How it's like, everybody hates us. The odds were stacked against us. We're the underdogs here. Everything against the 49ers. We literally defied all odds to be here when they have a fucking super team, for fuck's sake. And just knowing that they have the literal Avengers of football and they're still acting like this kind of makes me a little upset, to be honest. And I'm very excited next year when the 49ers realize, fuck, now we got to start paying every single one of these people, because Brock Purdy's contract, his little $40,000 contract, is coming to a close here soon. That means they're going to have to pay him. They're going to have to pay Christian McCaffrey. They're going to have to pay George Kittle. They already paid Nick Bosa a fuck ton of money. They're going to have to pay Deebo Samuel. They're going to have to pay Brandon Ayuk. They're going to have to pay fucking, what's his name? Kyle Juszczyk, whatever his fucking name is. All of these star fucking players. They're going to have to pay Fred Warner. Like, all of these people that are literal Hall of Fame talents on their team, they're going to be wanting some money, and the Niners aren't going to have enough money to pay for everybody. So I think this is probably going to be one of the last couple of years where the Niners are going to have the ability to make it this far, and I'm firmly in the Chiefs' corner. As much as Taylor Swift pisses everybody off, yada, 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 blah, yada. Still not going to watch. Go Chiefs. Fuck 49ers. Brock Purdy is an above-average quarterback, just a Joe Schmo surrounded by elite-level talent and gets carried by everybody on his team. That's all I got to say about that.
Damn.
There's a lot to say.
I've been bottling this up for quite some time now, since we recorded the other podcast before the game started last week. So I've had a lot of time to think about this.
I wouldn't be surprised if either team won, because, I mean, the Chiefs wait to play until the playoffs. So the sense they have, it's a completely different team than it was before. And then on top of that, the 49ers are a stacked roster right now, and they're a hell of a team to beat. The only reason we lost were, like you said, because of stupid mistakes. So it's one of those games that could go either way. I think it would be hilarious to see everybody just have a meltdown over Taylor Swift. You know,
just living her life.
It would be fantastic. The only thing that would make it better, and obviously it's not going to happen, would be if Travis Kelce just ruined the whole moment and, like, proposed to her or something.
That's not going to happen. They've been dating for like 3 months. That's not going to happen.
Exactly.
Hey, man, those celebrities, they don't think like us normal people. They just worry about money, fame, popularity. It's like, oh, we're going to be in the tabloids for 2 weeks if we do this here. Let's do it.
I want to bring it up because I sent you the thing about it, and it makes me feel so bad for him. 3-step into college football, the Washington team that Michigan destroyed. Oh, I feel so bad for him, man. So bad. Because now all of their starters, besides for 2s, are gone.
Yeah, that's...
Everybody was like, F it, I'm out of here.
That's going to be a rough season. It's going to be a rough season. Rough rebuild.
Their starting quarterback committed to the draft. Their star wide receiver is committed to the draft. Their head coach said, fuck this. Nick Saban just retired. I'm going to go be the head coach at Alabama. So they lost everything. Yep. And everybody with a brain on that team says, we're just joining the Big Ten. That means we're going to have to play Ohio State. We're going to have to play Michigan again. We're going to have to play Penn State.
We are
with none of the talent at the same caliber that got us to this point. So yeah, we're probably in a little bit of trouble. So we're gonna make like a tree and get the fuck out of here.
Mhm.
That's the transfer portal. I would like to talk about that on another episode because people have some choice words about that thing. But what have you? It is not a conversation for now.
Okay, well, hold on. We can. Let's get this out of the way first. Okay, let's get last night NXT Vengeance Day. Let's start on a positive note.
Good pay-per-view.
Because NXT Vengeance Day was absolutely fucking amazing. I loved it.
Another home run by NXT. NXT keeps on putting out just banger pay-per-views. They're so fucking good at it. And, it wasn't hard because Royal Rumble was such a dud. But, man, did Vengeance Day just leaps and bounds above it. Made it look like it was an amateur pay-per-view compared to NXT. Oh, I was so happy last night.
Coming from someone who hasn't really consistently watched NXT really since the Black and Gold era, being able to just turn it on, look at the highlights, and enjoy a pay-per-view for what it was without knowing, too much of the in-depth of the stories, without knowing, character development, whatever you want to call it. Thoroughly entertained. Phenomenal matches. I have become a fan of so many different people last night. Really, one of them to me, well, I guess I'll say one match to me kind of stood out head and shoulders above the rest. And I'll save it before we go throughout the rest of the card, but I was thoroughly entertained, and that's the emotion I wanted to feel after getting finished with the Royal Rumble this past month. That emotion is good for me when watching wrestling. I like that. I want more of that. And if I have to keep coming back to NXT to get it again, then fucking so be it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To me, NXT Vengeance Day felt like the future of where that company is going to be, and it feels like that's like in 10 years that's who we're going to see. Those people are going to be on Raw, those people are going to be on SmackDown, and they're only going to be more refined than they are now. Like, that's insane. All respect on his name, who the fuck knew who Oba Femi was until like 2 weeks ago? Where did this dude come from?
He was in that breakout tournament, and all of a sudden he's just a monster of a man that is surprisingly good.
Dude, you look at him and you're like, how? What? You've been doing this for like 6 months. It's like, what the fuck? They spend years trying to get anywhere remotely close to where somebody in 6 months of NXT can get.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but that to me looks like the type of person who was a part of WWE's NIL program, like going around to all these colleges and finding people like him to turn into a star like he is now, right? Because he was definitely not an indie talent,
He is a former shot putter.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's just a big boy.
He went to Middle Tennessee State University and then transferred to the University of Alabama. He won the shot put title at SEC Indoor Track and Indoor Field Championships in 2021 and 2022, as well as winning the outdoor title in the latter year prior to graduation. So yeah, he is an accomplished big boy.
God. Yeah, well, and then you have people like Braun who just, if you're going to put him on the main roster, give him a belt because the dude's ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah,
the dude's already a star. He is explosive. He is probably the most explosive person in WWE right now. He makes every move look about 1 million times better than anybody else can make it look.
Apparently, they clocked his spear at 23 miles per hour. That's fucking insane. Yeah. First of all, I don't know how the fuck you clock that. I'm going to assume that somehow, because it's Shawn Michaels, he probably found a way to fucking clock it. But that is insane that they're saying he's 23 miles off the ropes. That's fucking crazy.
Well, did you see, what was it, last night or last week, where he almost decapitated himself because he runs the rope so fast?
Yeah, last night. He almost fucking broke his neck. If he hit those ropes too hard the wrong way,
he runs the ropes so fast that he just almost went straight through the ropes and nailed his neck, and he was fine. He just ate it, kept going.
He turned around
like
and hit it
nothing.
again. He just leaned. He was like, he like got back up and he's like, fuck it, whatever, and just fucking hit the rope again and just went off. Like, it's the epitome of the Scott Steiner. Which, by the way, to the person on TikTok that said that my Braun Breaker glaze was too heavy last week. First of all, thank you for listening. Second of all, fuck you. All right. If you thought that my Braun Breaker glaze was too heavy last week, you just fucking wait another couple of minutes till we get into Cody Rhodes. But I want to talk about Dijak versus Joe Gacy. I fucking loved that match. It was so good. I was watching that match, and unfortunately, I'm one of those people that every single time I watch a Joe Gacy match, I go, God damn. That's like, yeah. I mean, like, you can't help but see it, but like, I love seeing it, you know, and especially knowing that, like, we're not going to get more Bray Wyatt. So if Joe Gacy is the guy to come up and do that, and he's able to put his own spin on it, which I mean, he is, you know, like, it's just going to be great. And I'm really, really, really excited for him to go up to the main roster. Like, imagine like the crazy shit that he could do, like in a WrestleMania entrance. Like, it's going to be awesome. And I love the dudes that are like, eat the pain, give me more. Like, you know, I love that, which I mean, I know that's kind of more like King's Road style, not everyone's cup of tea, but I eat it up. So I love it.
And going off of that note real quick, Mike, this is really all I got to say about that one. It just sort of makes me kind of sad, I guess is the best word to describe it, just seeing someone like him and all of the rumors that we were hearing about with like the plans they had for Wyatt, like the Wyatt 6 and all of that, and just wondering what the possibilities from all of like Gacy and Wyatt working together could have been. And I feel like those two together on a microphone in the same ring, whether it was against each other or on the same side, doesn't matter. I feel like that pairing would have been fucking money.
Yeah, my only problem with Joe Gacy is his stupid, and you know, I'm sure some people like it, but his little handspring off the rope clothesline finisher that he has.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be the crazy dude that likes pain. Get a finisher that you can actually hit all the time, that you can just snap out finish instead of having to have a perfect setup. Because it just makes me feel like he's one of those people where it's like, what's Joe Gacy going to do today? Oh, lose.
Womp womp.
Yeah,
like
that's
probably the one thing that could have been a little bit better of a finisher. Like, I mean, shit. Not to keep comparing the two, like how snappy the Sister Abigail could be at times. Something along the lines like that, just sort of bam, bam, out of nowhere.
Exactly. You know, he can just all of a sudden hit something right off the rip, but instead he goes. You see, he has to set it up every time, especially as a bigger dude. Like, Dijak's just standing there, waiting, and it doesn't always look great. It doesn't always look impactful. Like, Joe Gacy's great at being crazy. Did you see he was just like backstage rubbing trash on his face or something? And it's like, why? Because he's Joe Gacy. That's why. I don't know. I don't ask questions about him.
He's a silly goofy fella.
And then we had Dijak hitting his Feast Your Eyes while his eyes are duct taped.
That was crazy.
Incredible.
That was actually really cool.
That was really fucking cool. I
saw that and I was like, what? He did it so perfect.
I've become one of the biggest Dijak fans over the past couple of weeks. Just watching him work and then just like seeing a whole bunch of clips and stuff on TikTok. And I know it's a Terminator gimmick. I know it's kind of cheesy, but like, I like it, man. I'm eating it up. I'm all about it. I want him to come down the fucking WrestleMania ramp on a fucking motorcycle and like, oh, I can feel it. Although I think if he's gonna go back up to the mid card or back up to the main card, with the Terminator gimmick, he needs to start taking some fucking steroids or something.
I want to see a little bit more meat on those bones.
He's always been that tall, lanky guy, and he can just do impressive shit. But that's why they always paired him with somebody like Keith Lee, because their matches together were always just beyond incredible. Yeah, and now they have him against people like Joe Gacy or like Ilya. And I mean, his match against Ilya, where he broke his finger and just kept on doing the match. You're like, oh, that's a badass. Okay.
Speaking of badasses, I wanna highlight the heel turn of Roxanne Perez, and that we had Lyra Valkyria, Roxanne Perez, and then
Lola.
Yeah, Lola Vice, right? Cashing in her breakout tournament champion, whatever the Money in the Bank for NXT is called.
Right.
That's exactly what I called it last night. I was like, oh, I forgot WWE has their own
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank.
That's what it is. Hey. At least they had both their people cash in, and it meant something. Unlike Damian Priest.
Oh.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. But I love that match. I usually don't like when they do like the cash-ins to make them triple threats, just because I feel like that usually makes the person cashing in feel stupid. But I feel like in NXT you can get away with that because they're obviously rookies, they're new, they're learning. So it kind of makes sense to be like, well, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just wait until the end of the match and they're dead on the ground? Well, because they're new, they don't know, they just want to go cash it in. So I give them some props in that regard, and I thought that Lola added a lot to the match. She had a lot of really, really, really good spots. I loved how she was using I like when there's a little bit of realism in there. So I loved when she was like putting on triangle chokes and shit. Marked out for that. Loved it. So
all of a sudden she just put in 8 submissions in the span of 5 minutes.
Yeah, she put in
great.
That triangle looked real as shit, and I've been put in a triangle before, so I know it wasn't real because otherwise they would not have been in that hold that long. But she's amazing. So again, it's just imagine where these people are going to be in another 10 years. You know what I mean? Imagine them coming down the ramp to WrestleMania. It's going to be crazy. And I think all the women in that match, it honestly made me feel really good about the future of the women's division.
Absolutely.
Take a second and think about this is they say that it's the future, but it is. These people are going to be leading the way because a lot of these guys that are still wrestling right now, hell, you can say that about a lot of the girls too. We don't often like to think about it or talk about it, but man, these people are getting old. They're getting up there.
Yeah, and in wrestling years, the older you get, the older you get.
Yeah, I mean 40. The fact that we have a bunch of 40-year-olds that can still go is insane because so many of them do so much crazy spots, crazy shit. But I mean, this group, the women alone are incredible at what they do. They have way more talent than they ever show too. You have B. Priestley, who's Blair Davenport on the indies, one of the best female wrestlers, and they just don't use her because they don't have to, which is unfortunate because we're not seeing her talent. But I mean, they have so much talent already. You're like, well, okay, I guess I get it.
I mean, even to that regard, I want to highlight something that for the first time in a long time, I had an experience watching NXT Vengeance Day that I have not had in a very long time. I think the last time I had this experience was probably around pandemic era AEW, where a team came out and I had absolutely no fucking clue who they were, but I am a huge fan of them now. And again, think about them in 10 years because I had no idea who OTM was. I'm going to be straight up. Right. I had no idea. I love the D'Angelo family. It brings out my Italiano roots. You know what I mean? They have a match. I'm making pasta. I'm eating it during the match. I love it. But I had no idea who OTM was. And I fucking love them. I think they need time to develop.
Really, they came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They had only been around for a few months.
Yeah. I was looking them up and I was trying to see what they've done. And again, just another person that WWE found this freak athlete in college and went, yeah, we're going to teach you guys how to wrestle. And I mean, I don't know if they need the GTA gimmick. That feels quite honestly a little racist to me, but fuck it, why not?
Let's go bowling.
Well, they came out in the fucking lowriders with the fucking GTA font, and I'm like, oh god, damn it! I'm like, oh, this is something Vince would write. But I mean, I know he didn't.
Absolutely.
So I like to think that they at least are like cool with it, you know. But like, that kind of, I was like, I don't know if we need to go to the stereotypes again. But I also understand that they're new, so they probably, you know, having a stereotype for them is probably also a little bit easier to just be like, you know, I don't want to say that they're fucking ghetto or whatever, but I'm saying like it probably is easier from a character perspective to be like, okay, this is who I am, you know.
Well, it's actually giving scripts something to do instead of just losing matches and being Reggie.
God, I don't. How is he still around? I'm surprised he's made it through like budget cuts and he's been back.
Well, I mean,
what's going on?
He is really good in the ring. It's just
he is.
You know, he's one of those guys where he's just kind of like there.
Yeah, I don't understand why he's like that. I feel like his ring work has always been really good. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how he is on the microphone. I can't say I've ever heard
what you see
Reggie
in backstage vignettes is pretty much how he is on the microphone. So not great.
Maybe that's it then. You know, I mean, WWE is the place where you need to be able to talk to a degree, or at least be able to like get strapped to Paul Heyman or something.
Yeah, they have a lot of potential going forward. The D'Angelo family, I don't know what much else they can do, right? I mean, at this point, they've already won the belts. Tony D'Angelo clearly doesn't. They don't really care about putting a big belt on Tony. So
you need to put a bigger belt on Big Tone. That's what I think needs to happen, huh? Big Tone.
You need to put a big belt on the Don.
The
Don NXT.
Polio, that's right, baby. The Italian freaking stallion. That's what I'm talking about.
I will say, shout out to Shawn Michaels for booking an intergender triples match. Like that,
right?
Like, excuse me, I didn't know WWE would do that. Like, we can't even we can't even have intergender matches in 2K. Like, I didn't know we could do that.
Jesus. That's a whole nother can of worms I want to talk about. Good Lord.
At some point, it comes out in the beginning of March, so maybe we can, I don't know,
maybe closer to it.
Maybe we'll wait a couple of weeks, because I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what they're fucking doing for Elimination Chamber, so, I mean, maybe we'll have to do a fucking video game episode.
Talk about the video game episode, because
I mean, wow. I do also want to make some YouTube videos and stuff in it, but we'll talk about that when we get there. But also in terms of, you know, WWE booking stuff that they normally wouldn't in Vengeance Day, they had whoop that Trick Williams working double duty, opening and closing. And I guess Carmelo Hayes too, but he wasn't in the. Well, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, he worked at the end, but he wasn't.
He was there. He didn't work as hard as Trick.
He participated.
He did get a participation trophy.
Dude, Carmelo Hayes had that. He had all credits to what's the status on Twitter, the guy that makes all the updated crate of wrestlers and stuff for 2K. Carmelo Hayes, spoiler alert, was foreshadowing the betrayal the entire time because he had on the Shawn Michaels kicking Marty Jannetty fit with the leather jacket.
Yeah, he did.
Which, I mean, hey, maybe Shawn Michaels rewriting his own spots, but I don't care, man. I'm so sad the Trick Mello gang is gone. I loved it so much, and Mello, I just need to know why, man. Why? What did we make you do, Mello? Why Mello? Because we all know Carmelo Hayes is going to listen to this podcast, of course.
The one thing that always sticks with me, no matter what, when it comes to NXT, is to never, ever trust the little copyright, all rights reserved graphic in the bottom right corner. You can never trust that thing until the screen goes black. The show is still running. And it happens.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
They're so good at that.
So good.
They're like, oh yeah, no, the show's over, everybody. Go ahead. Turn off your TV. See what happens.
I dare you.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Also, what
Fucking
an ending.
try it.
Because they could have just stopped at that Ilya trick match. That was a great match. That was anime. That's what that match was. But I loved it so much. They could have stopped right there, but instead they just have to put the fucking icing on the cake at the end, and so good. I felt like I was so, and I still am, like I'm so just like, oh fuck, Trick Mellow Gang, I loved it, but also I'm so much like, oh fuck, we get to see Mellow versus Trick, and I am assuming that Mellow versus Trick is gonna be at the NXT WrestleMania PLE, which means your boy is gonna get to see Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams live in living color in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And I am so excited. But you know what I'm not excited for? At WrestleMania, you know what I'm not fucking excited for? Because we're going to start talking about it now. I'm not excited for the fact that they have wasted Cody Rhodes winning back-to-back Royal Rumbles, the first man to do it in 26 years. I am upset that and I said it in the beginning of the podcast, before the second time in a row, I was scammed at WrestleMania 29 when Rock took it from CM Punk, and now I'm scammed again in WrestleMania 40 when Rock takes it from Cody. I am so fucking over Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I never, ever, ever thought I'd say it. And I'm going to say it right now.
Let it out.
WWE needs to fucking stand up to this shit, because there's reports that apparently Dwayne has his own fucking creative staff, that he brought back fucking Brian Gerwitz or whoever. There's apparently TKO has Dwayne and his own creative staff on call in case they want to go with a plan B. No, Triple H, I'm not blaming you for this, buddy. You were making Cody Rhodes complete the story. I don't care what the fuck Dave Meltzer says was already planned. Triple H, listen, you gotta fucking stand up to them, dude. I know you're gonna listen to this podcast. Obviously, we're the most important wrestling podcast ever created. Yeah, so you better listen, buddy. You better listen, because you gotta stand the fuck up, or you're gonna get pushed out of here. And a WWE without Triple H, without the McMahons, being run by The Rock, quite honestly, is just another WWE being run by a Vince McMahon puppet. So we need to keep Triple H there, because he's anti Vince McMahon, and WWE is just doing any of this to remove Vince McMahon from the headlines. So you can go fuck yourself right there, WWE PR.
It's such a interesting subject to me, because the way I felt about it when it happened on Friday is almost a night and day difference about how I feel about it now, because more and more and more info is coming out about it every single day. Because at first I realized, okay, sure, this is kind of stupid. It's not kind of stupid, it is really stupid. But I see where they're coming from to take heat off of the Vince thing, to get people to stop talking about that. Punk is hurt, so Rollins really has nobody to fight, which is a problem in of itself, of their own doing, unfortunately. And
no, it's not.
It's
he has someone to fight.
I know Drew McIntyre's still around, but he hasn't won a world title since COVID was still a fucking
Well, wouldn't
thing.
this be a great time to do it, or should we keep pushing people down off the card? Guess what? CM Punk wasn't here 3 months ago. It's not like when they were booking WrestleMania, they never had CM Punk in the cards. So who gives a shit? If he gets hurt, boo-hoo. He wasn't here. You don't need him. It's the only reason why WWE has him is because they wanted to pay billions of dollars to get his name back in the headlines. That's all he's there for. If he's not there to wrestle, who gives a shit?
You know they're playing for Cody, right? You saw that?
I hope that's true. That is the only thing.
They're going to have him beat Rollins and then challenge Roman Reigns or The Rock at SummerSlam to unify the belts, which I guess is...
Oh, that's not what I heard. I don't want that. I heard about
that one.
I heard apparently this is from Dave Meltzer over on WOR. Apparently this is all just a fucking work. And the plan
Which I hope that's the case.
Yeah, that's
what I'm more than anything.
That's what I'm saying. I hope that's the case, man. Listen, if you want me to go on Twitter and put hashtag we want Cody, I'll do it. I've been doing it all day. And this podcast, by the way, I'm letting you know right now, we're going to be glazing fucking Cody Rhodes until he wins this fucking championship. He's got to finish this fucking story. I said last week that I didn't give a fuck about Cody Rhodes finishing the story and I just want it to be over. I give every single shit now. I take it back so hard, man. I want Cody to finish this shit. I don't care if he finishes it at WrestleMania. That's what I'm saying. I think Cody Rhodes, because I'm gonna take a step back and actually take a deep breath and give you a coherent thought here. I think Cody Rhodes should win the championship at Elimination Chamber. I know Roman Reigns is not scheduled. However, fuck you. Your fucking rich ass cousin came back. He put himself on the board and he went, fuck you. This is my main event. Fine, whatever. It sucks. Fuck The Rock. Let's at least get Cody his title. Because finishing the story is not about main eventing WrestleMania. Yes, it is nice if that happens. Yes, that is the spot that everyone thought it would happen. But finishing the story at its core has and always will be about winning the title that his dad never had, which is the WWE Championship. So I think you can do that wherever. Honestly, you could do it on Raw. I don't think they would, but I would be fine with it at all. The problem that I'm going to have with Rock versus Roman Reigns is if it is for the WWE Championship. Because if it is for the WWE Championship, then Roman Reigns is holding it until WrestleMania 41.
Oh, God, I certainly hope that's not the case. I really don't, man, but I don't know. This whole thing coming out about... I couldn't tell you which Twitter account it was from, unfortunately, because I lost the tweet.
Yeah, but I just kept screenshots. I learned to keep notes,
which I need to start doing.
Yeah, man.
Supposedly from somebody. Now, this all was planned to have Cody give up the main event slot before the Rumble even occurred. So in my mind, what is the entire point of having Cody win the Rumble match if you're just going to give it to Rock anyways? Of course, you're saying, people are saying that it's all a work and whatever, but if this has some layers to the story that we still have yet to see, this is not a good start, in my opinion. I'm going to be honest here, Chief. Like, I am so confused about all this. I couldn't tell you which way is up with this story, and at this point, bring on Monday Night Raw to kind of further this out a little bit more, because goddamn, I am lost.
And it feels so weird looking forward to WrestleMania that I'm going to be there in person. Any other time of the year, would kill a man to see The Rock live in person. I don't want to see him at WrestleMania if it's for the title. And I can't believe that I'm saying that. I can't believe that The Rock has finally found the time to take time off from Hollywood to do the match that we have been asking him to do for 3 fucking years. Like, that is insane. We have been asking for this match for so long, and WWE finally gives it to us, but they give it to us at the worst fucking time. And if they actually booked Cody Rhodes to give up his spot, then I agree with you what you said last week, Jackal. They're trying to kill the Royal Rumble if that's the case. Because if you don't even get a WrestleMania main event out of it, what the fuck is the point? Why are you in? What, you get a title shot? Fucking wait till Money in the Bank. It's an easier match to win.
Yep.
It's just I just don't understand what their decisions are. And I really hope that we're getting worked. I really fucking hope that we're getting worked. And I hope that I hope that at this point, in a couple months, we're sitting here talking about how Cody Rhodes is going to finish the story. And you know what? If Cody Rhodes is in the fucking main event of WrestleMania, I'll buy his merch. I'll give him all the fucking money that I can. Because if that's what WWE needs to know, that's what I want. Then listen, I don't know, man. The next time I get a discount on WWE shop, I'm buying a Cody Rhodes t-shirt if that's what it takes. They made a fucking t-shirt for him winning the Royal Rumble. Like,
yeah,
you give him fucking merchandise, and if he's not in the main event, why is anybody going to buy his shirt? If the winning the Royal Rumble doesn't give a shit, you're just going to tank his merchandise sales. That's another thing. I hate that people thought that CM Punk was supposed to win and they called an audible. No, they made a fucking t-shirt for him, guys. Come on.
Yeah. I was talking about this with Mike a couple days ago, not on the pod, unfortunately, but the fact that they're gonna have Cody win the thing, hard stare Roman dead in the fucking eyes, point at him up on the turnbuckle, you Roman Reigns, I choose you. You have Michael Cole screaming at the top of his lungs, what inning are we in now, Paul Heyman? What inning are we? Like, all of that shit's going on. You're going to burn essentially the entire ending of the Royal Rumble for that, only to have Cody do what he just did. Mind-boggling. I cannot comprehend where this story is fucking going right now, dude. But hey, I don't know. Raw's in a minute. Hopefully it's going to continue some sort of story. Who knows? We got about a half hour to find out.
Yeah, to put it in perspective, the most amount of Royal Rumble wins ever goes to Stone Cold Steve Austin at 3. So if they don't have Cody Rhodes finish the story, and he doesn't finish it at all, like if next year we're still looking at Cody Rhodes trying to finish the story, are they going to have him win the Rumble again? Because the implication behind that is that Cody Rhodes is basically fucking God, because nobody in the WWE's history ever has won 3 Royal Rumbles back to back. Because Stone Cold won 98, 99, and I think 2001. I don't think he won the 2000 Royal Rumble. So nobody has ever won 3 Rumbles back to back. So they're never, in my mind, going, or at least not anytime soon, going to be in the spot where they can have Cody finish the story in a WrestleMania main event.
Piggybacking off of that, that being worst case scenario is what we'll call it for sake of conversation.
Yeah, because I don't want that to happen at all.
No,
I would rather.
Absolutely not. It really makes 39 feel pointless. It makes 40 feel pointless. And as someone who consumes this content and who consumes this product, I don't want to have 2 years of my life essentially gone to waste. You know, I know everybody is such a fan of long-term booking. They always appreciate long-term booking. They like long-term booking. But when you eventually book yourself into as much of a corner as this is, again, they did it to themselves. They did it to themselves at this point, because I'm still firmly in the boat that Cody should have won at 39. Because the only thing we've gotten past that point is a Roman Reigns LA Knight match and a subpar Extreme Rules match at SummerSlam with Roman still keeping the title, and I don't think that was worth it. I mean, for fuck's sake, he's fought maybe 10 times in the calendar year of 2023, and I just... God, I feel gross, icky, yucky. I know, man. Like, this all could have been avoided with Cody, but fuck.
Before even Cody, like, they had the perfect way to cap off the best story that's been in wrestling in the last, 10 years, 15 years? If they would have had Sammy beat him, because let's face it, literally 100% of people were like, we want Sammy to win the belt. And then WWE went, well, we don't see him as a main eventer. Like, you didn't see Daniel Bryan as one either, but look at what the fuck he's doing, right?
Yep.
Maybe you should take a chance.
Kofi Kingston.
Yeah. Like, let us have that moment. And instead they went, no, we're just not going to give anybody the belt. Roman's going to hold on to it still. And we're going to waste a year's worth of the best story for nothing. And it just, from there on, this whole thing has been a fucking mess. And it's just gotten even worse as it's gone because it's not the bloodline anymore. It's just Roman with a couple lackeys that help him win a match sometimes.
Don't
Great.
get me wrong. I feel like we have such hostility towards all of this. Simply, well, I won't say simply, due to the fact that Roman is still a part-timer. And we're not seeing the title get defended. I'm not going to say week in, week out either, because we don't need that. But at least, like, once a month and not once every 4 months, because that's not a good track record to have your title get defended on being your flagship title for this program. Because in my mind, if Roman is here more and a part of this more and maybe elevating more people kind of consistently, I would think that him keeping the title is an okay thing. Like, okay, sure. He helped his brother. He helped LA Knight. That's it. That's it. He didn't do anything for anyone else this whole year. Okay, he also helped Solo realize that every single time he has to come down to the fucking wrestling ring, he's got to take off a hoodie and reveal to everybody watching the fact that, oh my god, it's Solo wearing a hoodie. Oh, it's someone else coming down in a hoodie during a Roman Reigns match. Guess what fucking is? It's Solo Sikoa. And of course, we only get to say it 4 times a year whenever he has a main title match. And I know what they're trying to do is keep Roman as like, oh, it's a big ticket event. Roman Reigns is actually defending it for the first time in forever. But for people like us who aren't the casuals at this point anymore, it's gotten just so old. And if Cody would have won that to consistently have that title on somebody's shoulders who's gonna be there week in, week out, who isn't a fucking part-timer anymore, I feel like would fix so many problems. Sure, we're not gonna get Roman Rock for the title at this one, but I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. My mind is going in 17 different directions.
No, I mean, there's definitely a change of guard needed. God, at this point, it has to be Cody, because if it's The Rock, like you have now, you either have to have a swerve or you have to have Cody unify the belts. It's got to be one of those two, because if you're just like,
God, no.
The Rock is taking the belt and go fuck yourself, if it's that, you just made The Rock not just bad guy hated, but real hated. Like, people are going to hate his guts for being selfish. So that can't happen at that point.
I do not want them to unify the belts. Please don't unify the belts.
No,
I think it is
no.
the stupidest shit ever when they unify the belts, because then the champion winds up working double duty, and surprise, surprise, they get hurt. Like, the reason why Roman Reigns has been able to hold on to it for 3 years is because he has one match every 10 fucking months. You know, like if they don't unify,
go old school with it, right? If you're going to unify the belts, do it the right way. You're defending this. You're defending it every show, and if not every show, at least every couple. And I mean the big ones. Make it so both rosters have to fight for that spot. Make it smart. And then if it's Cody and he somehow gets injured, okay, bud, how long are you going to be? You got 2 shows. Longer than that, vacant belt. Now they have to fight for it. And it's none of this, well, let's hang on to it. Let's wait 10 months, see what happens. No, you're injured. Sorry, get the fuck out. New guy in. Let's go.
But WWE will never do that. What, are you going to have a tournament? They don't do tournaments on TV.
What, not since 2016?
Yeah, I haven't done one in a while. And WWE puts on good tournaments too. It's a shame. Like, I really wish they would bring back.
That's what I mean. Like,
Cruiserweight Classics.
I still remember SmackDown was having a tournament to crown a new champion, because I think it was Batista that was injured, and all of a sudden from Raw, here comes Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle wins it, and everybody loses their goddamn mind because it's Kurt Angle. It was Perk Angle. And it's like, see, you just had something randomly happen and you popped the whole crowd because it's Kurt Angle.
Yeah, and I wish
they can do that now.
I wish WWE would take more risks like that, where it's not bringing in old guys from the outside. Because with all due respect, WWE has been setting so many fucking records lately. They've been surpassing stuff set in the Attitude Era. They've been surpassing records set by The Rock. Why do they need him there? What, he's there for the headline? He's there for WrestleMania? Okay, that's cool. Why does he need to be in the ring? He hasn't done anything to get this opportunity. All he did was get himself put on the board, and then Vince McMahon, everyone found out, lo and behold, surprise, surprise, that the man that wanted to have an incest angle with his own daughter, surprise, surprise, he's a sexual predator. And then they need to cover up for PR. So what? They put Dwayne on the board, bring him back, and put him in the ring? First of all, he's fucking roided out of his mind. You want to talk about fucking wellness policy shit? I don't give a fuck if people smoke weed in the ring. Like Matt Riddle, I don't give a fuck that he smoked weed. But like, they can't be out there on fucking steroids. Like, you can't. I know that they want to be buff and they want to lather themselves up in baby oil. I know that they really want to do that, but like,
I want the best athletes money can buy, okay? And that involves them being on the most roids possible.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't pass the wellness policy last year when they tried this. Remember when he wanted to come back and he wasn't in ring shape? Like, what? Guess what? When The Rock isn't in ring shape and you look like that, it means because you're on fucking steroids, okay?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he
got
takes
them
2 fucking
steroid
steps.
lungs.
Dude, he walked down the fucking steps for the stare around Roman Reigns and he was out of breath. Did you see him fucking in the ring huffing and puffing like an old man? He's gonna work a 20, 30, 40 minute WrestleMania match. The ramp is long enough that he's gonna be fucking winded by the time he gets down there. He's gonna fucking gassed. The Rock is gassed, Roman.
Walked.
Yeah, jeez, oh my god, dude, they're both gonna. First of all, they're gonna have like a 60-minute match. 45 minutes of it is gonna be entrance with The Rock and Roman Reigns in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah,
45 minutes of that 60-minute match is gonna be entrances.
Jesus,
it's gonna be,
man.
So I'm gonna fucking beat the traffic home. Is what I'm gonna do if that's the main event. Because I don't need to fucking watch that shit. Because I know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be 3 fucking spears, 4 Superman punches, 6 rock bottoms, 2 people's elbows, a fucking people's eyebrow, fucking Jimmy Uso's gonna come out, Solo Sikoa's gonna come out. I would love to say Rikishi's gonna come out, but he probably won't. But like, it's just gonna be all the stupid spots that they've just been running in every other Roman's Reigns match. It's just substitute fucking Sami Zayn for The Rock, which is a really weird substitution, but that's what WWE's gonna have to do. Because if The Rock wins the match, he's not full time. He can't be your champion. He has to go back to Hollywood. He has other shit to do. He has like 40 other fucking companies. He's got to go sell fucking energy drinks.
Yeah, what about the XFL, man?
Or the fucking the USFL that's about to start up.
Yeah, that company that failed, so they had to combine. Right.
Yeah, the old Vince McMahon company that failed, and then the other spring football company failed, and Dwayne just has enough money to bail people out. Do you sense a theme that whenever a company has a problem, they call Dwayne in to bail them out? This time it's not fucking working, and I wonder why.
Well, it didn't work with the DC Cinematic Universe.
No.
Or the Fast and Furious Cinematic Universe.
No, it didn't. They called him in to fix that, too. There's been 8 fucking Fast and Furious movies. Oh, this time we have The Rock. Oh, that's going to be really good. No, it fucking sucked. Hobbs and Shaw sucked.
The other thing we got to think about, how are they going to build this thing when both of these motherfuckers are part-timers? They're never going to be there to talk about the fucking match.
You're going to see it once a month.
For the WrestleMania 40 main event to be built and promoted and hyped via fucking satellite. I'm so excited. Ugh. Jesus Christ.
How vindicated do you think CM Punk feels right now?
Oh, he probably feels so good. Minus his tricep meat hanging off of his arm.
Yeah, minus that. But I mean, like, him and John Cena, they called it. They were right. At least when John Cena came back, he gave a shit. He actually tried to put people over.
Well, that's because John Cena cares about the company. The Rock used to care about the company. Now The Rock cares about The Rock.
About money.
And you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. I hope so. I hope I eat these words when I say them. I hope that this is all a giant swerve and he's actually, he comes out on SmackDown. He goes, "Hey, as we sign this contract, I didn't say my name was going to be on it." And then Cody hits, The Rock puts Roman through a table, says, "I'm going to make sure nothing happens during this match." And then we have Cody versus The Rock in a one-on-one for realsies, and Cody beats him.
And somebody brought up a good point on Twitter that they brought back the special guest referee match for 2K24, which would be cool. Cody Rhodes being on the cover, the match coming back being his match for WrestleMania. I'd be all right with that.
I think I would prefer that more so than a triple threat, because my issue with this is I don't have a problem with the match. I have a problem with how they're going about this. Rock Roman, love to see it. I would love to see it if it's done the right way. Yes. Whereas I kind of like what you just said. Roman, Cody, Rock, special guest referee. It's like, I'm done with all this family bullshit. You've gotten away with too much shit for too long. It's time for, big brother Dwayne to step in. Cody wins. That separates, Cody from Roman, so we don't have to go through 17 rubber matches. And then I'm thinking SummerSlam, you feed me Rock Roman for the head of the table instead of a stupid ass unification match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I've said for years, Rock Roman doesn't need the title on it, because Rock Roman should be for the title of head of the table, and that can be The Rock putting over Roman Reigns. Yeah, that
should be the quote-unquote title.
Yeah. It should be a fucking head of the table match. I know people always make fun of the stupid-ass names that WWE comes up with, but in this case, they should fucking call it a head of the table match. This is right up WWE's alley.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it'd be funny if the head of the table match was a tables match, though. I think that'd be great. I don't think Dwayne would work a tables match.
The head of the Devon get the tables match?
Oh my god, dude! Hey, in Philly, oh my god, dude! I fucking wish the Dudley Boys came back. Oh my god, dude! That's the only way I'd leave WrestleMania happy, if they do Rock versus Roman. That's the only way. They'd have to pull out the fucking legends. They'd have to wheel him out of the retirement home. Get Sandman. Give him a case of beer. He'll show up.
That's the only thing he needs for payment nowadays, is just a 12-pack of Bud Light.
I mean, it's a simple life. I'm the same way. I've helped people move out of college for just like a 6-pack and like a slice of pizza. So like, I get it. I get it.
What? Not even a full tank of gas either? Oh my god. You're cheap.
Well, I went to Penn State. It's a walkable campus, so I usually didn't drive.
Probably not much gas needed.
We have there's really good public transport. The Catabus system up there is really good, so I never really had to drive much. Go. But yeah, no, I hope that they start bringing legends back for WrestleMania. I've been waiting for that for a while. I think WWE needs to lean into the whole ECW thing, and they need to have at least one fucking crazy balls to the wall Extreme Rules match. I think you can give it to someone like Kevin Owens. He'd love it. And yeah, just let him bleed, man. Let him, just like the Ilya Trick match last night, how they were like, yeah, there was blood, but like they weren't blading. They just bled the hard way. Like that shit's just gonna happen. Ilya got his nose out of each other, cracked open. Yeah.
God, that was a good match. Every Ilya match is, though.
Yeah, I can't wait to see him at WrestleMania. Oh, that's gonna be so good.
I'm very excited for that man to go to the main roster. The way you feel about Braun Breaker, I want Ilya Dragunov. I want fucking Sigma from Overwatch on the goddamn main roster.
Here's the thing, right? If you're gonna put Ilya on the main roster, you make sure he smacks people in the mouth like he does now. Like he gives everybody a reality check. Like, no.
Oh yeah,
I'm on the main roster now. I'm everybody's problem.
He's got to hit him hard. It's going to be ballsy. People are going to hate him. People are not going to want to work with him.
Run it back with Gunther.
Oh, dude.
Because I don't know if you saw their match in NXT UK, but
my God,
baby Jesus, was that match extreme.
And it
was just a regular match, and oh God.
That was the first thing in NXT UK that I really checked out. That was like the first, because like I always knew that NXT UK was like there, but I never really I couldn't watch it, and I never really gave a shit about the highlights. But when I heard that there was at the time Walter versus Ilya, I was like, holy shit! Like, I want to watch me some of that. That was a really damn good match.
That is some must-see wrestling right there, man. That makes me scared that you brought it up, though, because with how Shinsuke was handled before coming up to the main roster, like, Sami Zayn take over Dallas is probably one of my favorite matches of all fucking time. Yes. And just seeing how watered down he is now compared to that point, it's like,
watered down. Maybe he has a bull rope match in like 15 minutes.
Wait.
Yes.
Why aren't we talking about that? Where they were just like, "Hey, Cody has a bull rope match tonight, guys." That's cool, right?
Apparently, Shinsuke attacked him at a WWE live event last night, and then Adam Pearce decided to make a bull rope match, which, weird play. I don't know why we're putting Cody in a bull rope match on a random Monday this close to WrestleMania, but sure, I guess. I feel real fucking bad for Shinsuke Nakamura, I'll tell you that much, because there's no way in hell anyone's watching the match for him.
Well, you know what worries me, though?
Sucks.
Is all of a sudden, right, we have this bull rope match. Oh, no, Cody's now injured.
Maybe that's what they're hoping for.
That's what I mean. Is that their play where they're like, oh, Cody got injured in the bull rope match. Now he can't be at WrestleMania.
God, I hope not.
Or his other pack.
Yeah. I really hope
Or it's going to be like an extra redemption story where they're like, oh, look, he's coming back from being injured in the bull rope match to win. Oh, he's such a hero.
I get that Cody versus Shinsuke is like a big money rivalry. We watched it on TV for a while. It's very great. I enjoyed the rivalry. I enjoy Shinsuke Nakamura. I enjoy Cody Rhodes. I enjoy both of them in a match together. Why? Why are we doing this? Why? What? He attacked him backstage? Okay. He attacked him for 6 months. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I would enjoy it more if we had Shinsuke, not main roster Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I could understand if it was like a normal match tonight and it was like, oh, well, you attacked him in a live event. I'd be like, well, I'm sure they get attacked at live events all the time, quote unquote. You know, like I'm sure that stuff. I'm sure that's an angle that they do all the time at live events, but like it's never turned into a match before. So I don't understand why they're using it as justification, but I really don't understand why they're putting him in a fucking bull rope match. Like, even if they do everything perfect, there's still a fucking rope in the ring. Like, there is still an inherent factor of, like, you're just gonna get fucked up because there's a weapon in the ring. And, like, I don't think they're gonna go anywhere near, like, AEW bull rope matches or anything like that. But, like, it just doesn't...
It was just, for me, it was the suddenness of it all, where they were just like, and we're doing this now. And it's like, why? Why?
Okay.
It almost feels like they just changed creative plans for Cody Rhodes last minute. It was fucking wild how that happens. It was so weird how it has that feeling where they're like...
They wouldn't do that. Come on.
No. Here's the real question. Do you think Cody Rhodes is going to open Raw? Because, again, Raw's 3 hours. Like, if Cody needs to come out in a suit, go back and get in his gear and come back out an hour, I mean, he's done it before, you know, like... So I don't know. Do you think he's going to open Raw? I think Raw is going to open with Gunther because it's like a 600-day celebration or whatever fucking bullshit he's on now. But like, and
then Sheamus comes out and challenges him.
I feel like they need to just get Cody Rhodes out of the way, and they need to have him open Raw. They need to just let people chant "We want Cody" for like 10 minutes, because otherwise they're just going to be doing it the whole fucking night. They're going to be doing it until they get fucking noticed for it.
It is super reminiscent of a Raw that happened a while back, and I think it was one of the Raws where Punk left soon after. How I think it was the Chicago crowd saying how they were going to hijack Raw or something like that, and it was really, really big on Twitter. I remember it absolutely blowing up, and I was so excited for it. And it was the Raw where Punk was already gone and Heyman came out to Punk's music and everybody thought they actually brought him back.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But it was just for Heyman to come out and sort of shut everybody up, basically, to be like, yeah, you guys ain't hijacking shit, turns out. So it really is sort of dependent on how they want to handle things tonight, because I'm getting the same type of vibes from this crowd as I got with that Chicago one. And oddly enough, we're going to be able to hear how everything went down, just in case if there is any sort of audio tampering from the WWE, because we actually have a friend of ours tonight who's working the show
We
where
have a man on
Monday
the
Night
ground.
Raw is going to be at.
That's right.
We got a guy on the inside.
So next episode, if there is any audio tampering on Raw in 10 minutes here, we'll let you know. We'll bring in the scoops next episode, but that is going to be next week, gentlemen. I think we've bitched about Cody Rhodes for long enough. We will continue our Cody Rhodes glazing, as the man on TikTok called it, next week. But I'm super excited. This weekend's going to be a big one with the Super Bowl. I'm excited to play this drinking game. I'll be over on Twitter live tweeting that if I'm sober enough to think. So if you want to see that, go ahead and follow us over there at 3 Counting Out Pod. Otherwise, you can go to linktree.com/3 Counting Out Podcast and find all of our socials there. If you're watching on YouTube, go and make sure you hit that subscribe button and tell your friends. It helps us out a lot. And if you're on Spotify, go ahead and drop a follow, leave us a 5-star rating. And again, go ahead and tell your friends. Helps out a lot, because these podcasts, especially in the beginning, all word of mouth. Tell people that you're listening to the best wrestling podcast ever created. I'm declaring that right now.
That's it. No, I don't think there's going to be anything to disprove that theory.
No, nobody can touch us. Nobody can touch. The only person that could touch us is Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania, and we all know that ain't happening. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time. Oh man, God, I hope we're happier next time, because
please, there's gonna be a long week, man. It's almost so much to the point where I could super kick myself and oh God, no, I'm down again.
Oh, he super kicked himself. I don't know how he did that. Oh, Mike's got the cover. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Ring the bell. Ding, ding, ding. Mike, you finished the story before Cody Rhodes. He did it all the way and then it all the way. Wrestling has more than one royal family, and it's the Anawais.
That's how you end it.